Hello friends, I am Lakshman. You are watching Learn Programming by Lucky Sir YouTube channel. In this video, I am sharing frequently asked Hibernate interview questions and answers. Hibernate is a pure object relational mapping and persistent framework. It allows you to map plain old Java objects to relational database tables using XML configuration files. Let us look at one by one. The first one is, what is Hibernate? Hibernate is a popular framework of Java that aims to be a complete solution to the problem of managing persistent data. It allows you to map plain old Java objects to relational database tables using XML configuration files. After Java objects mapping to the database tables, database is used and handled using Java objects without writing complex database queries. The next one is, why Hibernate and what is the need? Almost all applications require persistent data. When we talk about persistence in Java, we are normally talking about storing data in relational database using SQL. In Java, data is stored in the form of object. Hibernate is also one of the object relational mapping framework. After Java objects mapping to the database tables, database is used and handled using Java objects without writing complex database queries. The next one is, what is ORM? ORM stands for Object Relational Mapping. It is the fundamental concept of a Hibernate framework which maps database between tables with Java objects and then provides various APIs to perform different types of operations on the tables. The next question is, what does ORM consist for? The following are the ORM solutions. API for performing basic code operations, API to express queries referring to classes, facilities to specify metadata, finally optimization facilities, dirty checking, lazy associations of fetching. The next question is, what are the benefits of Hibernate over JDBC? The following are the some of the benefits of Hibernate over JDBC. Using Hibernate, developer does not need to be expert of writing complex queries. HQL simplifies query writing process, while in case of JDBC, developer has to write and tune queries. In case of Hibernate, there is no need to create connection pools as Hibernate does all connection handling automatically. In case of JDBC, developer manually need to create connection pool. The next question is, what are the core interfaces of Hibernate? The following are the core interfaces of Hibernate. They are configuration, session factory, session, query, criteria, finally transaction. The next question is, what is the most common methods of Hibernate configuration? The most common methods of Hibernate configurations are XML configuration, that is hibernate.cfg.xml. Second one is programmatic configuration. The next question is, what is the use of configuration interface in Hibernate? Configuration interface of Hibernate framework is used to configure Hibernate. It is also used to bootstrap Hibernate. Mapping documents of Hibernates are located using this interface. The next question is, what is POJO? POJO stands for plain old Java objects. These are Java beans with proper getter and setter methods for each and every properties. Use of POJO instead of simple Java class results in an efficient as well constructed code. And what is HQL? HQL is a query language used in Hibernate which is extension of SQL. It is very efficient, simple and flexible query language to do various types of operations on relational database without writing complex queries. The next question is, how do you map Java objects with database tables? The following steps you must follow to map Java objects with database tables. First one is, first we need to write a Java domain objects, that means setter and getter methods. The second one, now write hbm.xml where we map Java classes to table and database columns to Java class variables. The next question is, what is the general flow of Hibernate communication with RDBMS? The following steps the flow of Hibernate communicate with RDBMS. First one, first load the Hibernate configuration file and create configuration object. It will automatically load the all HBM mapping files. Next one, create a session factory from configuration object. Third one, now get one session from this session factory. Fourth one, create HQL query. Fifth one, execute query to get list containing Java updates. The next question is, what are the states of object in Hibernate? There are three states in Hibernate. They are transient. The object is in transient state if it is just created but has no primary key and not associated with the session. Next one, persistent. The object is in persistent state if session is open and you just saved the instance in the database or retrieved the instance from the database. Finally, detached. The object in detached state is session is closed. After detached state, object comes to the persistent state. Object comes to persistent state if you call lock or update method. The next question, what is the difference between session.save and session.save or update methods in Hibernate? Hibernate executes SQL statements asynchronously. An insert statement is not usually executed when the application calls session.save. Session.save method saves a record only if it is unique with respect to its primary key and will fail to insert if primary key already exists in the table. Session.save or update. This method inserts a new record if primary key is unique and will update an existing record if primary key exists in the tables already. The next question is, what is the use of session.lock in Hibernate? This method is used to reattach an object which has been detached earlier. The next question is, does Hibernate support polymorphism? Yes, Hibernate supports polymorphism. Its queries and associations are supported in all mapping strategies of Hibernate. The next question is, what is difference between merge and update? If you are sure that our session does not contain an already persistent instance with the same identifier, then use update method. If you want to merge your modification at any time without consideration of state of the session, then use merge method. Next question, what is the difference between get and load methods? Get method returns null if object is not found, whereas load method throws object not found exception if object is not found. Get method always hit the database, whereas load method does not hit the database. Get method returns real objects, not proxy, whereas load method returns a proxy object. The next question is, how to make an immutable class in Hibernate? If you make a class as immutable, class will be treated as immutable class. By default, it is immutable equal true. Next question is it possible to perform collection mapping with one-to-one and many-to-one? No, collection mapping can only be performed with one-to-many and many-to-many. Next question, what is lazy loading? It improves the performance. It loads the child objects on demand. The lazy loading is enabled by default. You don't need to do lazy equal true. It means not to load the child objects when parent is loaded. Finally, the last question is difference between first level cache and second level cache. First level cache is associated with session and it is enabled by default, whereas second level cache is associated with session factory and it is not enabled by default. So that's all about some Hibernate interview questions. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Learn Programming by Lucky Sir, and thank you for visit.